All right. Man, I just had to come in my closet and talk to you guys about, just some fucking random shit that was pissing me off. I was just in my apartment, thought I'd take the day off and rest and relax, and drink a beer, eat some Chinese food. Then I look out of my window and I see a whole bunch of little kids just hanging out, doing their thing, just being kids, And I think to myself, oh, these kids are awesome, right? It takes me back to when I was a kid living in the apartments, the projects, and I start to get this warm feel, this warm, like, oh, this is beautiful, man. Kids playing in the park. Of course, I have to have a fucking park right in front of my apartment building, which sucks. But anyways, every once in a while you'll see the kids out there. You'll see their parents out there sitting on the bench or whatever, and it's one kid. I don't know, maybe he was just frustrated. Maybe he was just pissed off about something, decides to take his shoe off and hit my car window with the shoe. Now, lucky for him, right, the shoe was rubber. There's really nothing I could do about it because the kid's invincible. All these damn kids out here are fucking invincible. They can do really whatever they want to do most of the time. Now, my first instinct was to go out and say something to the young lady that was sitting on the bench who looked like a mom. Because she had a kid in her hand, she looked like she was fucking 20, 21 or whatever, and I thought, well, maybe this is her kid. But there's like 20 kids out here, and so I said, nah, that's not her kid, man. That kid just knows her kid or some shit. And if I go out there and say something to this kid, man, it's like interrupting a wasp's nest of like chaos, right? That's something you don't want to do. That's like, I'm just teaching you some rules of the hood, Something you don't really want to do. You want to be kind of covert about how you do this shit. Okay, if you're going to say anything, you go to the office. Like, that's the last, you can have some patience and just let it go, let it fly. And pretend like, hey, I was a kid once, and sometimes I do dumb shit. I would do dumb shit, but not like that. Like, when I was a kid, I never really had, the urge to go throw my shoe at a car window, like that. But that kid's a little fucking bastard, and obviously his parents don't give a shit about him. So, but as soon as I started thinking, like, maybe I should fucking call the police and let them know so they can drive by here, then I started thinking, well, nobody's there right now. And it's not open, the department's not open. So if I make a 911 call, which is not what I want to do, right? Stupid thoughts in my mind, right? Everybody, when something like that happens, just imagine if you had a fucking BMW or a fucking, a Mercedes, and some little kid was throwing a fucking shoe at your car window. You'd probably freak out. You would run outside and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Right? But that's the wrong answer. You don't want to do that. That's a bad knee-jerk reaction, right? So I'm going to have to go to the office and sweet talk the lady at the office and talk to her, maybe bring her coffee or some shit and just be like, hey, there's some fucking, annoying little fucking bastards running around, doing shit like this. But, it's just what I got to deal with, living in living in apartments where it's good apartments, but there's some shitty people living in the apartments, and a lot, everybody's experienced that at one time or another in their lives, where they're living in a crappy neighborhood, and they got crappy kids there, and their parents, I don't know if they fucking work. I don't know how the dad can sit outside, or the dads can sit outside and sit on chairs and not do shit all day and not have a fucking job while I'm working all fucking day to pay my fucking bills, right? So that's just, that bothers me, I just want to put that shit out there. Thank you for listening.